Hey everyone, welcome back to the Incredible India podcast series. I'm Debbie.
And I'm Tim.
Today on the deep dive, we're venturing into the fascinating world of Khajuraho. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site right here in India.
hmm
And you shared some really compelling information with us from Five Senses Tours about this place. And our goal is, well, to really explore what makes it so special for you, the listener.
Absolutely. We're planning to look at the history, dive into some of the key temples, both Hindu and Jain, and, get a sense of what visiting might actually feel like.
Sounds great. So Khajuraho, it's immediately striking, isn't it? How it just weaves together history, art, spirituality. It's very visual.
It really is.
Yeah.
And these aren't just, old stones. They genuinely tell a story about a specific time, about the beliefs of the people who built them.
Okay, so let's set the scene. The info points to Khajuraho being a 10th century site. What was going on back then?
Well, the 10th century, that was peak Shindela dynasty time. They were a major power in this part of India.
What?
And it's their patronage, really, that led to this amazing complex being built. I mean, the fact that 22 of these medieval temples are still standing and have UNESCO status, that says a lot.
It really does. And okay, let's address the elephant in the room, or perhaps the sculpture on the wall. When people think Khajuraho, they often think of the very expressive erotic sculptures, the Kamasutra etched in stone idea.
That's definitely a very prominent feature, yeah. And those sculptures have certainly garnered a lot of attention over the years.
Understandably.
But it's also really important to get that Khajuraho is this unique mix, this confluence of both Hindu and Jain religious architecture.
Yeah.
That coexistence during the Chandela period, pretty remarkable.
Yeah, the sources even mention specific kings like Vijayadhara and Yashovarman tied to certain temples, which, helps ground these amazing structures in actual history for us.
Exactly. It gives them context.
Okay, so where should we start with the temples themselves? The Javari temple is mentioned early on in the notes.
All right, the Javari temple. It's a Hindu temple, and as the information highlights, it sits up on a raised platform, a high pedestal.
Gives it some prominence, I guess.
Precisely. And what stands out is the emphasis on the artistry, both inside and out. The notes mention exquisite carvings and sculptures, suggest a real focus on the aesthetic detail.
Okay. And next, the Yogini temple. That sounds really intriguing, dedicated to female spiritual figures.
Yes, the yoginis. They were powerful female deities or, spiritual practitioners. The Yogini temple at Khajuraho is quite something because it originally had 64 distinct shrines.
64? Wow.
Each one dedicated to a different yogini. Now, some are lost today, of course, but the concept itself is fascinating. The largest central shrine has Shiva and Parvati riding Nandi.
And it's made of granite, mostly. That's different from the others, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Gives it a different feel from the sandstone used elsewhere. And the fact that each yogini was supposedly shown in a different exquisitely carved posture. I mean, just imagine the variety, the skill involved.
Incredible. 64 unique poses. Now, the Kandarya Mahadev temple, there seems to be a connection to a specific historical event there.
That's right. This one was built by the Chandela king Vijayadhara, early 11th century. And the source notes, this was after Mahmud of Ghazni's invasion.
Ah, okay. So maybe a statement. Resilience?
Could well be.
Yeah.
An act of rebuilding, reaffirming their culture, their faith. A key feature is the entrance, the sacred Makara Torana, described as really striking.
A Makara. What's that?
It's a mythical sea creature, often shown as part crocodile, maybe part elephant, part fish. Quite a captivating image to welcome you into a sacred space.
Definitely sounds it. And the inside. Also special.
Yes, the info mentions intricately designed hallways leading to the main sanctum. That's where Lord Shiva's enshrined as the linga, the symbolic form.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also mention of a painting of Chhataspada that's a four-footed form of Shiva. Gives you a glimpse of the art inside.
Interesting. Okay, moving on. We have the Varaha temple, dedicated to Vishnu as the boar avatar.
Yeah, the Varaha avatar rescuing the earth. Crucial story. The source says the Chandelas built this in the 1st century, which, like we noted, seems a bit earlier than the main 10th century cluster.
Yeah, that's quite a gap.
It is. Maybe there were earlier structures
Yeah.
or rebuilt later. Hard to say without more details. But what's truly amazing is that the entire body of the Varaha statue is covered in carvings.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. And the carving of Goddess Saraswati playing the veena is specifically highlighted for its beauty. It's just teeming with detail.
Wow. A whole universe on one sculpture. Okay, tell us about the Jagadamba temple.
Jagadamba Temple, dedicated to the Divine Mother. It houses what's called a gorgeous statue of Goddess Parvati. Architecturally, look for the intricate pyramidal roof.
Okay.
And what's also cool are these figures of imaginative beasts, the mythical Shardulas.
Shardulas, what exactly are those again?
Ah, right. They're these mythical guardian beasts, often depicted with a lion's body, but maybe the head of a parrot, or a boar, or an elephant.
Huh, like ancient griffins or something.
Sort of, yeah. They add this real fantastical element, symbols of power.
Sounds amazing. And then there's the Lakshmana Temple, built by King Yashovarman.
Yep, Lakshmana Temple, very significant. The main idol is Lord Vaikuntha. That's a form of Vishnu with 3 heads and 4 arms.
Yeah.
Represents different aspects of the god.
Powerful imagery.
Very. And he's accompanied by Narasimha, the lion avatar, and Varaha, the boar again. So, emphasizing Vishnu's various forms. And interestingly, the source also mentions attractive statues of couples in love.
So bringing in more human, maybe secular themes alongside the divine.
Exactly. Which you see quite a bit in Khajuraho, that blend.
Which brings us neatly to the Parashwanath Jain Temple, highlighting the Jain presence here.
Precisely. The Parashwanath Temple is a key Jain temple, built by Chandela ruler Danga, again, early 10th century, really underscores the religious diversity.
And the walls have lots of motifs.
A huge variety. Male, female figures, Gemini symbols, trees, flowers, even carvings representing the sacred rivers, the Ganga and Yamuna. A whole tapestry of life.
Yeah.
And inside, you find idols of female Jain goddesses, Jaina Devas, playing musical instruments, like the Gandharva, Manjira, Shankha, Mridanga. It beautifully shows art integrated into Jain spiritual practice, too.
It's just incredible how these different traditions coexisted and left behind such amazing art in one place.
It really is.
Now, the info you shared also touches on actually visiting Khajuraho with 5 census tours. They offer a 2-day private guided tour, it seems.
Yes, and that focus on private suggests, a really personalized experience. You can go at your own pace, focus on what grabs your interest.
Makes sense for a site this complex.
Totally. And the package seems pretty comprehensive. Includes a private car, Innova or sedan, depending on group size, a knowledgeable local guide, entrance fees, even an Indian lunch.
That's quite convenient. And it sounds like for some tours, maybe one's bundled with Agra, they even offer pickup from Delhi.
Yeah, the notes imply that possibility, which would be a huge plus for travelers based in the capital. And the reviews consistently mention the guides, especially someone named Anurag.
Ah, yes. Anurag gets mentioned. Good guides make such a difference.
Absolutely. The feedback praises their knowledge, how they bring the stories and sculptures to life. People also mention comfortable cars, clean vehicles, friendly drivers. It all adds up to a really immersive, smooth experience.
And it's good to see that 5 Census Tours mentions their commitment to the local community too, training and employing local guides using local wares.
That's a great point. It adds another layer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Knowing your visit also supports the people who live there, helps preserve the heritage in a sustainable way.
Definitely adds value. So bringing it all together then, Khajuraho is just this immense historical artistic site, rightfully UNESCO listed. It's a unique window into Hindu and Jain temple architecture, and of course those incredibly detailed, intricate sculptures that just, well, continue to fascinate.
Exactly. It's a chance for you, the listener, to witness a remarkable period of Indian history and artistry firsthand.
And experiencing it, based on the tour info, seems like it's more than just looking at old buildings. It's connecting with the history, the craftsmanship, the whole cultural story.
It really is a unique intersection of art, religion, history, all in one place.
Well, if exploring the magnificent temples of Khajuraho sounds like an unforgettable journey you'd like to undertake, you can indeed book a private tour with 5 Census Tours. You can send an email to contact@5censustours.com.
That's contact at the numeral 5 censustours.com.
Right, or you can call or send a WhatsApp message to +919 845677446.
So plenty of ways to get in touch, and perhaps something to think about as we finish. What other stories do these ancient stones hold? Beyond the obvious, what deeper meanings about 10th century Indian society and beliefs are waiting to be uncovered by looking closely?